Shalom, this is the brother Atazawamia from GMS South Carolina camp, part of the GMS North Carolina camp that teach in Charlotte. I want to first and foremost give all praises to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Double honors to the elders, a great millstone, taught me his truth. And shalom to the Akim out there pushing the truth and sincerity. Alright, today's lesson, I want to hit the Psalms, alright, and basically show through the Psalms that the prophecies, the Psalms are not only musical tunes, alright, that these people perceive, or they like to say that, oh, the Psalms is a great book to read because it's the music of David and poetry and all that, but it's actually prophecy. Okay, so we're gonna go into that. We're gonna focus on Psalms chapter. Let's go into Psalms. I was gonna do Psalms 2, but let's go to Psalms 50. Okay. Alright. Nah, I do Psalms 2. Yeah, because Psalms 2 is the Psalms of David. Alright. Okay, so let's get into it. Alright. Because King David was a prophet. Okay. And we're going to prove that Psalms chapter 2 contain prophecy. Alright. So let's get first let's get that King David wrote Psalms 2. Let's prove that. Alright. This is Acts chapter 4 verse 25. Who by the mouth of thy servant David has said, why did the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain things. Now what is he quoting? He's quoting Psalms chapter 2. That was Peter with the other apostles and believers when they prayed to the Lord to protect them and take away fear from them, okay, because they was being persecuted and oppressed by the Pharisees and the religious leaders at that time, to keep them from teaching about who you really call Jesus Christ, whose name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. Okay. When they was praying, he was quoting this. Alright. So he said David wrote this. Alright. And Peter also brought out that David was a prophet. This is Acts chapter 2 verse 29. Men and brethren, let me freely speak unto you of the patriarch David, that he is both dead and buried, and his sepulchre is with us unto this day. Therefore, being a prophet, and knowing that God hath sworn with an oath to him, that of the fruit of his loins, according to the flesh, he will raise up Christ to sit on his throne. Okay? But the point out of that we want to get is that at the beginning of verse 30 of chapter 2 of Acts, it says, therefore being a prophet. So he's telling the people that David was a prophet. Okay. Let's get it. Get 2 Samuel's 23 and 1. Alright. 2 Samuel 23 and 1. It says, Now these be the last words of David. David the son of Jesse said, and the man who was raised up on high, the anointed of the God of Jacob, and the sweet psalmist of Israel said, the Spirit of the Lord spake by me, and his word was in my mouth. And his word was in my tongue. Okay. And how did the Lord speak? He speaks by the prophets. This is 2 Kings 21 and 10. And the Lord spake by his servants, the prophets, saying. Alright, get one more. This is Hosea chapter 12 verse 9. And I that am the Lord thy God from the land of Egypt will yet make thee to dwell in tabernacles as in the days of solemn feasts. I have also spoken by the prophets, and have multiplied visions, and used similitudes by the ministry the prophets. Alright, so with that alone, that proves that when you read the Psalms of David, you have to know when is it focusing on prophecy, and when is it just focusing on like a prayer or a song. Okay, so you have to be able to discern. All right, so let's get into Psalms chapter 2, because we proved the part that David was, not only was he a mighty warrior king and a skilled musician and a great man of faith, but also he was a prophet. Okay, so we're going to focus on one of his prophecies that he spoke of in Psalms chapter 2. Okay, now this is Psalms chapter 2 verse 1. It says, "Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?" Okay, now who are the heathen? Okay, the heathen are the other nations. Alright, let's get the scriptures. Alright, because it said that the heathen rage. This is Psalms 46 and 6. It says, "The heathen raged, and the kingdoms were moved. He uttered his voice, and the earth melted." That's right. Okay, it says that the heathen rage, and these kingdoms are moved. That's right. These nations are raging. Alright, and who they raging against? They raging against who you earlier called God and his son, who you earlier called Jesus Christ, which the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. Okay, and the name of his son is Yahweh Shai. They rage against them. Okay. Okay. Alright, Proverbs. Get that, Proverbs 14:16. Proverbs chapter 14 verse 16 says, "A wise man feareth and departeth from evil, but the fool rageth and is confident." And that's why you see the proud, or the so-called, what they deem as confidence, but it's really pride, beaming off of these so-called government leaders. Alright, here in America, your politicians, Obama, these other presidents and kings and rulers, alright, prime ministers of other nations as well. They're all juiced up, they're proud, alright, and they're a bunch of fools, because even though they seem like they're against each other, alright, they're all for the same common goal, and that goal is to have the children of Israel, which are your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American descent on your father's side. They want you to be exterminated. And that's what we're going to go through the scriptures and prove. Okay. So I'm going to read that again. Proverbs 14:16. "A wise man feareth and departeth from evil, but the fool rageth and is confident." Okay. So these heathens, back in Psalms 2 and 1, why do the heathen rage? These heathens are fools. Okay. According to the Bible. And the people imagine a vain thing. Okay. Now, who the heathen? Let's go to Nehemiah chapter 5 verse 9. It says, "Also I said, it is not good that ye do. Ought ye not to walk in the fear of our power, because of the reproach of the heathen, our enemies?" So these heathens, which we're going to go through and break it down through the Spirit, these heathens, which are the other nations outside of you, Negro, Latino, Native American descent on your father's side, are our enemies, and they're fools because they're raging, and through their rage they feel confident. Okay. Get Psalms chapter 3 verse 7. It says, "Arise, O Lord, save me, O my power, for thou hast smitten all my enemies upon the cheekbone. Thou hast broken the teeth of the ungodly." Okay, so these nations who are our enemies, which are the heathens,